Word Chapter 3 continued. In this video, I will continue creating the business letter and show you how to add a border, clear formatting, create a file from an existing file, apply a quick style, set and use tab stops, insert the current date, create a building block, insert a word table, enter data in the table, and format the table, and finally address an envelope. First, I'm going to add a border to the top of this letterhead portion. This is done by first placing the cursor at the end of this line of text, then pushing this bottom border button on the home ribbon. Other border options can be selected by pressing this arrow button, but I want the one that was already selected. Now I want to get my cursor below this line. You can, of course, achieve this by double-clicking below the line, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to first hit Enter with my cursor at the end of the line, which does move the line down momentarily. Then I'm going to press this Clear Formatting button, which looks like an eraser on the home ribbon. This places your cursor below the border, moves the border back where it belongs, and it put my font back to the default 11 point. This is essentially killing two birds with one stone. This is my completed letterhead. I'm going to save it as OTC letterhead. And I'm going to close the document. Now that my letterhead is created, I can open it at any time as a separate document. This is done by going to File, New, then selecting the New from Existing option. The purpose of this option is to keep the original document unchanged while creating a new one with the exact same content. Notice this document is called Document 5. I can type a letter in this document and save it while still keeping the original blank letterhead as a separate document. I'm going to save this one as Letter to Students. Now I will begin typing my letter by placing my cursor in the appropriate place. Business letters should not have any additional spacing below paragraphs. I'm going to apply what is called a quick style by clicking on the No Spacing option in the Styles gallery here on the home ribbon. I will start my letter by typing the date in the top right portion of the body of the letter. In order to do that, I am going to create a custom tab stop. Tab stops can be created in a couple of ways. If you look at the box in the upper left-hand corner of the document ruler area, you will see a tab stop selector. By left-clicking on the box, you can change the tab stops. See page WD-168 in your book for a list of these different tab options. I will use a left tab, which is this first one that inadvertently looks like an L. With that option selected and my cursor still in the correct place in my document, I will click on the horizontal ruler right at 4 inches to create my tab stop. Now with my cursor still in the correct place in my document, I will press the tab button to use the tab stop. You can always type the date, but perhaps a quicker way to place the date in your document is using the Insert Date and Time button, which is on the Insert ribbon. Choose the format that you prefer, which would be the third option down in the case of a business letter. As you can see, I have typed the inside address. This would be good to store as a building block, which is simply a block of text that you might reuse from time to time. I will do this by highlighting the text, then selecting the Insert ribbon, Quick Parts, and Save Selection to Quick Part Gallery. I am now further along in my letter creation. At this point in my document, I want to insert a table. Tables can be inserted by clicking on the Insert ribbon, then clicking the Table button, then selecting the square that corresponds to the size table that you want. Placing data in your table is as simple as clicking in the cell that you want and typing. When creating a table, it is better to type all of your data in first, then apply formatting. This is due to the fact that you often want cells to have the same formatting. I will highlight this top row and apply center to both. Notice that when your cursor is in the table, you get two new ribbons at the top. These ribbons are key to formatting your table. I am going to go to the Design ribbon and apply a table style. Now that my letter is complete, I am going to make an envelope. This is done by clicking on the Mailings ribbon and then selecting Envelopes. The delivery address that we saved as a building block earlier is placed in the dialog box automatically. I will type my return address in the box. If I wanted to print it now, I could, or I could add it to the document to print later. This concludes Chapter 3.